Hey, it's Mike Brennan. We're at the Michigan Venture Capital Association Awards Dinner and at the Eastern Market. First time for me. I think it's first time for the MVCA to be here. We have Tom Shehab, who is the chairman of the MVCA this year. Let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen during your term of office here. What are you going to do? What's your priority?
Yeah, Mike, thanks for asking, and thanks for joining us today. The main goals that I'm going to pursue are the same goals of the MVCA, which is us being the focal point and center point of connecting the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So the MVCA likes to be the resource for venture capitalists, angel investors, and entrepreneurs. One of our goals is not only to build the community and make connections, but to be the source of one-stop shopping for folks who come here. So whether a venture capitalist is new to Michigan or an entrepreneur is new to Michigan, we want them to reach out to the Michigan Venture Capital Association so we can connect them with the appropriate people.
Angel investing is really lower level, $250,000 range kind of thing.
That's true.
But venture capital could be millions of dollars, right?
It can. So in the continuum of investing in small startups, the folks in high-tech startup companies can't go to a bank and get a loan.
Right.
So they go somewhere else. And so they'll often start with friends and family. Mm-hmm. Lots of parents have funded their younger, their kids' firms early on. Mm-hmm. But what ends up happening with startup over time is they then go to a group of angels. Angels are usually individuals or small networks of folks who do, as you said, make an early investment, perhaps in the $250,000 to $500,000 range. And then as the company continues to progress and hits its milestones, they'll often reach out for venture capital investment.
Really, when they're ready to really commercialize the product.
That's correct. Sometimes it's pre-commercial, but it's usually there's some sight lines on commercialization prior to the ability to raise that amount of capital. And venture capital investments can range from the low millions, a couple of $1 million, up into the tens of millions of dollars, depending on what the needs of the company are, the stage of the company, and the technology they're pursuing.
And of course, there's various rounds. You have an A round, a B round, maybe C round.
You do.
But at some point, there's an exit. Because the professional investors aren't in there to hold your hand forever. At some point, they want out, and that could be either going public or most likely it's going to be an acquisition.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. So the vast majority of companies that are funded by angel investors and by venture capitalists typically will exit, meaning the investors and the management team won't own the company anymore. They'll be purchased by, as you said, a large strategic, so one of the big Fortune 500 or Fortune 1000 companies, or by going public. You're right, the majority of companies will go via the route of strategic acquisition as opposed to going public, but we've had a good run of both in the state of Michigan.
Case in point, one of your nominees tonight, Duo Security, $2.3 billion acquisition by Cisco. That's some serious money there. It is.
So the hot term and everywhere in venture capital is unicorns, a $1 billion company. And so we're really happy in the state of Michigan we now have a unicorn. Yes. It's not just a mysterious animal, it's Duo. And what Doug and his team have done at Duo has been truly remarkable. All of us in the state are proud of their efforts. Not only could they do this, become an international sensation, but also maintain the company here headquartered in Michigan. So that's one of the great stories of not just this year, but a long period of time in the state of Michigan.
And of course, the other benefit of this is there's going to be a whole lot of folks that are going to get a lot of money out of this deal, and they may in turn become investors, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very common phenomenon, which is folks who've had a great success with a private company are able to gain capital that they can now become investors themselves, either, as you mentioned, angel investors, venture capitalists, or as a member of a consortium that invests. So that's what part of the virtuous cycle of these companies doing well, and then the entire organization, entire ecosystem does well by other people doing well.
And if folks want to reach out to the MVCA, how do they do that?
So the MVCA website is one of the first places, Michigan Venture Capital. They can Google that or search that, or they can, once they find the number, they can call our team and our staff with no problems.
All right, that's Tom Shehab, who is the chairman this year of the Michigan Venture Capital Association. You've been watching Video News Update.